The Mississippi Maternal Mortality Report shows that the maternal mortality rate increased by nearly 9% between 2013 and 2019. Black non-Hispanic women had a rate 4 times higher than white non-Hispanic women.
So of the maternal deaths directly related to pregnancy, 87.5% were determined to be preventable. Now, the grim figures arrive as the state is expecting more births each year as a result of the U.S. Supreme Court decision last summer overturning the 1973 Roe versus Wade ruling, which had established a nationwide constitutional protection for abortion. The court used a Mississippi case to overturn the case, a legal effort the state's leaders have celebrated. Mississippi's Republican-controlled state legislature has been debating whether to extend Medicaid coverage from 60 days to a full year after childbirth.
Advisors to the Food and Drug Administration have unanimously endorsed retiring the original coronavirus shot in favor of one that targets both the original strain of the coronavirus and the Omicron variant. The recommendation, if adopted by the FDA, will have minimal impact on most people, affecting unvaccinated people who have not yet received any doses of the vaccine. The FDA also sought input from its advisors on several topics, including whether the agency should switch to a once-a-year vaccine schedule that is akin to the annual shot for the influenza vaccine. Many experts cautioned that while following a flu vaccine model might be a practical option, the coronavirus has yet to settle into a reliable seasonal pattern.
And the FDA is working to make it easier for you to choose nutritious food with new labels. Now, this is what it could look like. Instead of using daily percentages, things like calories, saturated fat, and sodium are labeled as high, medium, or low. Some are even going to be color coded. Now, advocates say this is what nutrition labels look like in other countries, and the U.S. needs to get on board. I'd like that.
All right, your grocery bill is set to go up even more this year, if you can believe it. That's according to new research by the Department of Agriculture, which predicts the price of meat will jump nearly 13%. Dairy will go up by 8%. Fats and oils may cost nearly 17% more. Unfortunately, the cost of dining out is also expected to increase by about 8%.
All right, soulmates, tomorrow will be the last day Microsoft will offer Windows 10 to be downloaded by you. But Microsoft says it will still support Windows 10 and will keep up with security updates until October of 2025. Now, this termination comes as the company pushes for people to buy its newest operation, you best it, Windows 11. It is not clear if other retailers can continue selling digital and physical copies of Windows 10 after Tuesday.
The city of Chicago's latest phase in debt relief sets its sights on administrative debt, the sort of debt incurred by tickets for noise violations or littering. The standard administrative debt relief program is in place through March 31st. Individuals and businesses can pay off their original fine amount, and the city will waive any penalties or fees that have accrued since the ticket was first issued. Now, no application or income information is required for this program. According to the city comptroller, an upcoming second phase of the program, ADR hardship relief, will allow income-eligible individuals to receive a discount on their original debt. That program begins in April, so mark your calendars. But Chicagoans can submit applications immediately on the city's website.
So, according to the Department of Education, very few of the nation's K-12 classrooms are taught by Black men. Less than 7% of teachers are Black and just 2% are men. Research shows that students who have at least one Black teacher will be nearly 40% less likely to drop out of high school and almost 1/3 more likely to enroll in college. In 2021, the Center for Black Educator Development created the Black Teacher Pipeline. That's an initiative that aims to recruit and train the next generation of Black educators. The project, in partnership with the United Negro College Fund, has fellows commit to teaching in one of the project's partner cities. That's Philadelphia, Camden, and right here in Detroit. Students are recruited as young as high school and are offered scholarships and paid internships. And I know Professor Nicola Corte, this is your thing here as you represent that very small 2% of Black teachers in our classrooms.
That's right. That's right. I mean, it's part of the reason figures like this are part of the reason why it's important to me to pay it forward by being in the classroom, by teaching, by pouring into the next generation of leaders. It makes an incredible difference. I know I would not be an educator today if not for a number of my professors, including the professor that tapped me on the shoulder in my master's program, Dr. Steve Kernan at Pepperdine, who said, you know, have you ever thought about working on your doctorate? And just raising that question and seeing a Black man in academia really seeded the possibility, you know, that I could achieve that, and more importantly, that I could pass that on to the next generation. And so we need more Black educators, K through 12 and in higher education. And I think the work of this group is timely. There really is no time like the present for a project like this.
I felt like, and this is just my observation, I felt like when I moved south, so born and raised in Detroit, I did like 12 years in Chicago, and then from there I went deep south to Mobile, Alabama, and I felt like for me, I saw more Black male teachers. I don't know if that's just more a part of the culture where, you know, education is really, you know, celebrated, and maybe those young men are more encouraged, like this initiative to kind of move into education. I know a lot of the guys were also, you know, teachers, but they were coaches, but they were teachers as well. But I was encouraged by that. And that's not to say that it doesn't happen in other parts of the country. But I don't know what might be going on in the South, where I just saw more of a concentration of Black male teachers in particular. And it was pretty encouraging to me. I hadn't seen that.
I mean, I think maybe part of it might be
never living South before like that.
Part of it might be because there are so many more Black folks that live in the South, and you know, to the point that this organization's making, you know, when you see it, you can believe it.
That's right.
Right. And so when you're surrounded by Black educators, you know, it becomes, you know, a more realistic career path for a lot of folks. And so I love that this organization is starting real young, and they are talking to folks in high school to begin to get them a part of that pipeline. And so keep up the good work.
That's good stuff. Still ahead, a newly released app to help folks like you at the border is messing up big time.
That's right. We're going to tell you the issues with the new immigration app and what's being done to fix it. You're watching Fox Soul's Black Report. We'll be right back.